stone cold?
Ice cold!
All right.
Yes!
How cold is everyone?
The answer is yes.
Yeah, how cold is everyone?
Soothing.
Hey, welcome to King Leo D&D, where we do everything on the first take.
Yeah, we do.
Nothing.
First try! Everything is real.
Everything's Maybelline. Gosh.
Session/episode 55. I feel like a lot has happened in the story for the last episode, and the last two in particular. But before we get into episode stuff, I would just love to thank our Patreon supporters and encourage people who are listening to this to join on Patreon. We've been able to do some audio upgrades, and we'll continue to do some audio upgrades over this episode and the next one, and that is entirely thanks to the people who support us there. So go check that out. It's right down there if you scroll a little bit under. Click the blue thing that says Patreon, and it'll lead you right there. Next to that is the recap, which, to my deepest joy, has been passed over to the players. So, if any of y'all would like to recap the last session, it would be great.
I'll recap 54.
That's the last session.
Oh, no.
Sure. You don't need 50.
Okay, I'll do 50.
The last session?
Wow, thanks, Rachel.
Last episode.
No, just the previous
Just
episode,
54?
just the one.
We recap 53 on 50.
We opened on Laura Left rejoining us, and she told us about. Oh wait, you
Just
want
the last,
54?
yeah.
We did not open on that.
No.
We opened on the battle with Farlane,
Yes, you did.
and we were able to. We got caught a little bit unawares, but we were able to counterspell one of her big spells, and then I immediately got knocked out, but that's okay. And she, throughout the fight, started turning into this weird ooze creature, which Thule recognized as a Yochlol. Yochlol?
Yochlol?
Yok that.
Hey,
And-
Yock that.
Which
Yok
is
that.
a demon, a kind of demon, that the Academy in Apori was Thule knows is famously known for using these demons to impersonate people and plant them in institutions on the surface world for their nefarious purposes. So Farlane was not Farlane, she was a demon, an ooze demon, and we realized that as we killed it. So we don't know where the real Farlane is. One other thing is that demons, Thule knows this, that demons don't actually die on the surface world. They reform in a pori and come back, and can come back, but it takes some time for them to regenerate.
Yeah, and who killed it?
I actually don't remember that.
Laura.
Anyone?
Laura, oh yeah, never mind. Laura Leth killed the demon
And
in a
I
really
won an Oscar
cool way.
for it.
Yeah.
Shout out Australia.
Yochlol Farlane.
Yes.
Who's Farlane?
Great. So,
Who's lane?
Who's Lane?
Far lose.
I like Who's Lane.
yeah, so that brings us right into the story, where the characters are all standing around a puddle of ooze, yellowish ooze, with some forms of the limbs and face and eyes are kind of misplaced and souping around, evaporating at their feet and forming into kind of like a blackish ooze that eventually then dissipates. This smells awful, for those of you who are right around it. And you can even hear just this like writhing, kind of like a growling and screaming sound that is bubbling out of it as the vocal parts of it are getting completely buried. With that wonderful introduction, there you all are, in the Temple of the Chain after the fight.
Yeah. There we all are. Misery just is like, oh, who cheesed? Who juiced?
Is everyone alright?
Oh, what is that, dude?
So it was kind of
Who
stacked a little
moved?
bit.
What are these words that you're saying? This is Loreleth asking that question. What are you saying?
I'm gonna slowly and with great trepidation kind of creep towards the pile mess.
Yep.
And just kind of, without touching anything, just like Is it staying linguini? Is it dissipating more? Is it re-becoming her? What is it? What is it doing? What's the pile doing?
Over the next 30 seconds or so, as you're just staring down at it, it eventually completely disappears into this steamy smoke that comes off of it before the floor underneath of it is completely visible.
Okay. And the floor isn't damaged by it being. Okay. None of its belongings are left behind. Oh. So, was that her?
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
Well, all I was gonna say is, I think we got our answer to whether or not we should kill her, right?
Well, this version of Farlane, yeah, for sure. But, bad news, I don't think this was the real Farlane. I think that this was an impersonator from Apori. This is a Yochlol demon. They like to use these guys to infiltrate. I bet they were infiltrating the Temple of the Chain. I don't know why. I guess because they're Dredden worshippers.
So where's the real Farlane?
I don't know.
Do we think they're all these?
We can go check the guy downstairs.
Oh.
How do you do that?
It's also news to you guys that there's somebody downstairs.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Who's downstairs?
I was like, where's downstairs?
How do you just
We can go
check?
check with Satan.
Down who?
The man downstairs.
Just check if someone is an ooze monster.
I guess cut them. I don't know. Oh,
Yes.
do we know the answer to that?
Just cut them.
Yes. Yeah. That there are particular spells that people can use in the school of divination. Divination not being divine spells, legit not necessarily tied to gods, but more in the knowledge gaining area. And so there are spells like detection of good and evil, or other things that only do respond around demons and things like that. Also, you would probably note that way back to the first night that you met Farragrand, he had a device that he was using to determine if something was of this plane, and it was, but that device pointed to you. And so you also know through magic means that some things exist where people can at least tell that.
I share this with the group.
Nice.
And I say, yeah, it's the guy who, Farlane, Oozlane, was reading the prophecy
That's
that
good.
he had.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's helpful to differentiate.
Yeah.
But he's downstairs. He's kind of rough. I mean, we can all go down there. There's also a desk with something in it, but it had a tripwire. I don't know. I tried to look at it. I couldn't figure out. Is there anything left from Oozlane, keys or anything?
Oh, everything is.
I say, y'all want to go downstairs and check it out? There's also a door down there.
Yeah, I can.
Does that mean there's more people?
Where there's a
What do you
door,
mean by
there's a
guy?
way.
There's a guy?
The guy, y'all know the guy. He.
Hey, he's the
He's
guy!
the guy.
The-
He's prophesying here.
The prophesier.
Oh.
Yeah.
Prophet?
Isn't he dying or something?
Durgarat.
Yeah.
One who
Durgarat.
profits.
Durgarat.
Yeah,
Isn't he
Durgar.
dying or
He
Durgar. Oh,
gave
yeah.
the prophecy that Oozlane just read. He's the one who received that vision, and he is rough.
The one we
But
were
did
actually
he
touching.
actually, or did she lie to all of those people?
These are the questions. We could go try and wake him up and ask.
Or
He's asleep.
Also,
Well, he's in a coma, it seems
he's
like.
dying. Probably.
We could try and heal him.
Goodness.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
And so
He's who we wanted to see him.
Okay, great. Are we intending to go down quietly, or is this just hey, we're heading
It's not like
outside?
we're gonna wake him up, right?
I would.
No, there's more
Careful.
people here, probably.
Everyone left but us.
This is
I don't know if we know that. I'm gonna go down
Yeah.
carefully and
Yeah,
I was
really
gonna say, I want to very stealthily
Yeah.
do it.
just
Gosh.
listen for people.
Julie does say there's another door, and I don't know she doesn't know what's behind it. So we
You
should
make
be
us roll for
cautious.
stealth.
Don't be
Yeah, of
stealthy.
course. I'd like everyone to make a stealth check. You can do a perception check for me.
Everyone tumbles all the way down the stairs.
Dingus dongus.
Gosh dang it, Julie.
I got a 5.
Me too.
Plus things.
Five
Plus
club.
things.
No, not yeah.
You probably get plus maybe 0.
We're all doing this. I'm sorry. I missed that. What was the check? Stealth?
Yep, stealth.
7.
Oh boy. 20.
Let me get a good
Whoa.
stealth check.
Misery disappears.
Wait, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
I have a 14.
Okay.
14. Sorry.
You good? It's just like.
What it sounded like.
Go on.
Does anyone feel not themselves?
Okay.
No, thank you.
Those should be going.
I think they do all taste weird.
As you all go down the stairs and enter the room down into the basement level, there are no sources of light down here that are on. So if you have dark vision, you can see.
Cool.
And what you do see is the figure kind of rustles around a bit in the bed. Seems to stir at some of the sounds of people coming down the stairs. Head kind of turns over in one direction, and then eventually breathing kind of returns back to a slow, steady pattern of rest. There's a desk across the room, across the floor. This being kind of all cement slab at this point. Above was wooden paneled. And then a door off across the room to the left as well.
I'm gonna cast Produce Flame
Mhm.
and like set it on the wall.
Sure, yeah.
It's in like 2 different places
Right.
just to light whatever fully lights the room.
Sure.
And I say, so this is the desk, this is the prophecy guy, here's the door.
What can I ascertain from this desk?
Mhm.
I'm looking specifically now. I'm thinking tripwire.
I told them everything that I saw.
Are you investing?
You can make an investigation check as well.
And I showed them the rod that I found in the
Yeah.
side drawer.
Oh, yeah.
That is a 25.
Great, okay. You can see a couple different wires all set up. You can also find a spot underneath of the desk where all of the wires kind of come together at one point, and then there's a rune inscribed there. And you can see that all of these wires go off to each an odd different drawer that is around it.
Does he show me?
Please, show me the magic!
Yeah, I see the taste, man. I'm gonna. Yeah, I kind of like indicate the rune quietly, their attention, and show her that there's a rune under the desk. Still trying not to disturb this bed fellow.
I'd like to
Right.
check it out.
Make an Arcana check for me here.
Check it out.
And I gesture over to Misery too. Because he's magical.
I just realized that I was
We're all doing a lot of this.
battle, so.
At this point, Laurel and Gwendolyn are kind of next to each other, and they've not been the ones that have been ushered over to this desk, and so silently, one by one, people have been just kind of ushered over.
15.
Okay. Is Misery rolling one as well? You ushered him over, or do you...
I
Not
gesture
for that.
over. It's up to what you,
You don't want
what
to
you
do
do.
that?
I don't know anything about Arcana.
Okay.
Never mind.
Either way, with a 15, you're good.
Cool, we flap you away then. We do that.
You're distracting me.
Go back to stand in line with me and Gwen.
Just another T-pose.
The 3 of us just like...
You are immediately relieved as you look it over. This is not an evocation type spell, but this is one that is specifically used for alerting somebody when the wires are tripped. And so it's not a dangerous one, but it can tell somebody when they need to be dangerous, if that makes sense.
Can I go up to the door and like see if I can hear anything on the other side of it?
Sure. Make a perception check as well.
Well, 6, 17.
Right, yeah.
17 again.
Orlith crosses over to the room, puts an ear over towards the keyhole over the door, and just sits for a moment. The only thing you hear is the slight rustling of air of hands telling people where they should stand in the room.
So they're doing it on the other side of the door too?
Do I know if I like borrow Pilgrim's dagger and like break a line in the rune, it'll disarm the rune? Or
Oh, gosh.
See? You just went for it.
Jeez.
That rock out of nowhere.
Aww. Joey's face. Oh gosh.
Heavens!
I think that's a great thing to talk about in your
That's
adoption
too
interview. Tell us about the time.
for all of our audio-only friends, one of the cats just like leapt from the floor into the D&D table. You know that with a particularly well-placed cut on the wires, somebody could cut them well where it doesn't trigger the rune, or there are magical means to just like disassemble the rune as well.
Dispel magic?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna cast Dispel magic.
Whoa! You have this one?
Great. At what level?
I only have it at 3rd.
Okay. So you're casting it there then?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna sleep soon.
Yeah. Hope we don't find anything
Like
else.
not in real life.
There's a bed in the room. I don't like to bunk up with.
Just snuggle up.
That fell off it.
Hey, my magic is low. The spell turns gray and dormant.
Nice. I say, okay. Anyone want to try their hands at opening? I mean, I whispered.
Yes.
Anyone want to try their hands at opening this up?
Yes.
As he says that, I'm gonna put my hand out like, wait, and I'm just gonna
Or let you hear that.
mage hand.
I do it anyway. I punch Pilgrim in the face. No, go ahead.
I roll for initiative. No. Yeah, I just mage hand it open without touching it.
Mage hand, what open?
The drawer.
It's locked.
Yeah, I think we have to pick it.
We need a key.
I'm gonna use a spell that's made for opening locks, big dumb boy. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Is that a spell you have?
Yeah, knock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Knock?
Knock
Can
on
I
it?
bang the drawer open?
It's just called knock. I'm gonna try to open it by hand first and be a dummy in it. It's locked.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna cast knock on
Do
it.
you want to read the full spell before you do that?
What is this?
Knock?
It's really loud, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
You did that to
This
Trey.
object means the object can be a door, a box, a chest, a set of manacles, a padlock, or another object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access.
Yes, but how loud is the spell?
It makes a very loud noise.
Yeah, a loud knock audible as far away as 300 feet emanates from the target object.
That's
But nobody's here.
far away. We don't know that.
I would like everyone to make a stealth check for me real quick.
Another one.
Everyone, clearly someone is here. There's a guy in the bed.
I did say I was going
Oh my
to
gosh.
knock, so
I got another 5, so
Okay.
that's
Seven
19
again.
12.
for my part.
7.
Okay.
How ironic that the person that wants to use the loudest
19.
Okay, great.
spell
Anyway, you can continue.
wants to be.
So you guys are yelling at me. This is misery. I want to use knock, and it's going to be loud. And you think that's a bad idea?
Yes.
Does anybody know how to pick locks?
I have thieves' tools.
Should we try
you're
that
the rogue,
first?
I'll roll out my thieves' tools, which I've my debut.
And after that, I'm on board with knock.
All right.
Yeah. I take them off my little belt.
Okay.
That where they've always been, an intricate part of my character. And I go to town on this
So
rock.
roguish.
Which one? There's 2 drawers, and there's one on the upper part of those.
Gosh, I
those
don't
2.
know that.
And they all just connect to this now dead rune.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rune. Okay. I'll start at the one furthest to the left.
There's two on the left bottom, one above the other, and then there's one kind of like this rolling top.
If I'm looking sideways,
Ooh, I can picture
the one
that.
furthest to the left. Or, as you would
The
call it,
bottom.
down.
Yeah. Okay. make a sleight of hand check. Sorry, I forgot that Pilgrim always hangs his head 90 degrees.
Yeah.
So, can I ask a technical question?
Yeah.
Because he has to be proficient in thieves' tools to add the proficiency bonus, right?
He is.
You are.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you roll with advantage. It just means you roll with the proficiency bonus. Or you add the proficiency bonus.
I don't
He's
think
a
I'm
rogue.
proficient in them.
You have to be.
I don't see anything that would indicate that I'm proficient in
You're a
them.
rogue.
It is a choice that you make, I think.
It's like a deep. Like there's
Yeah,
no reason to have.
I don't see
Yeah.
anything that would imply that I'm proficient in
Why
them.
did
So
you even decide
I
to
think
be
it
a rogue?
just have.
You are. You are.
I rolled a 12.
Okay, great. This takes a course of maybe like 7 minutes or so while you're sitting there, and you don't get it open. You don't break your tools. You don't make any loud noise or anything. With more time, you can continue to try on it, but at this point, you get to a point where like you stop. You're getting a little flustered, but it's like this is harder than you thought it was going to be.
Can anybody cast silence?
No one has silence. What? Sad.
You certainly don't have silence.
I guess.
I have shattered. That's
Oh my God.
Oh no, shattered.
Guys, we're really not in great shape, so if you make that really loud noise and someone comes to attack us, we could die.
I could just thunderclap you now.
Don't! I die.
I think I've heard Joey say that in real life.
This is how most of our conversations go.
Maybe before we do anything, did we want to check if Dargurth is a yokel or?
Yeah, how are you gonna do that?
Slice and dice.
Slice his neck.
Well, so yokels are resistant to lightning, cold, and fire.
Oh, so you're just gonna try to burn
Catch him on fire. If he burns, he's a witch.
So if he weighs more than a duck, he's a witch.
It's a lie, isn't the way it's science.
He turned me into a newt!
Well, maybe, I thought maybe we could, if I cut off some of his hair and try to burn that.
I think hair's gonna burn no matter what.
Hey, who's the wizard here?
I mean, you, but...
Dan, what do
While
I
they're
do?
doing that, I'm gonna keep trying to pick the lock with my thieves' tools.
Okay, you can do another sleight of hand check. The DC's gonna go a little bit higher because you're doing it again. But...
Thank
Oh, sleight of hand. You gotta add your sleight of hand.
Great. Okay. Because I'm just gonna be very kind to you and it's a little comedic. As you're debating this whole thing, you do look over to him and you can see burn marks on his face that you recognized from before.
Good news, guys. He's not a yokel.
Great! How'd you figure that out?
Well, and I explain. Oh, wait.
You go ahead.
Okay. Well, he has burn marks, which, like, I'm just now realizing means that he is vulnerable to fire.
Okay.
And a yokel would not be. So he clearly can't be a yokel.
So we can beat him with fire.
Yes.
Could,
well,
a
no,
yokel-
not a yokel. We could be him with fire,
This is
yeah.
me working on
Yeah.
I figured.
Could not just pretend to have burn marks if he's
Oh my god.
impersonating someone?
Click. You're being
Probably not.
Oh!
This bottom drawer, you pull it open slowly, slide. You see the wire kind of pull and tug and it disconnects from the rune, and this drawer is empty.
Wow. I'm so
Do
glad
it
you did
again.
that.
Do it again.
Hey, guys, I have a thought, just real quick. I want to know what you think. There's this door here. I listened. What? What did you say?
I said, can you work on the next one?
Oh.
She's talking.
Misery
I work on the
asked
next
you
one.
about-
Okay.
I listened to this door, and there is absolutely nothing on the other side of it that I could hear. I'm gonna try to open it and just see if it's unlocked.
Okay. Cool.
Try to open it. Is it locked?
I think I tried it.
Yes.
I would have told them that I tried it.
You want me to knock on
Oh.
that?
Oh, sorry.
No, don't work on it. I just thought, I don't know. I feel like I always see things about, like, this is out of game. I always see things, like, on TikTok and stuff where it's, like, the entire party, like, throwing fire at it and getting a battering ham and they can't open it.
Battering hand.
I love
That's not bad.
A battering
It's so tender. Like
We've thrown the pig at the door! It's time to pork the door!
Oh no. Using very elaborate ways to open a door and then someone's like, hey, did we try just opening it? And then it opens. And so I thought maybe this is one of those scenarios.
Unfortunately, we don't live in TikTok.
Wait,
So,
that was just TikTok.
Yeah. Also, people make stuff up.
Are you sure
It
none of
does
that
feel
was
like
in game?
in Critical Role when they thought like a chair was a mimic for like 4 hours and it was just a chair.
What'd you roll?
Always think everything's a mimic.
I rolled a
Don't
4.
What was on the die?
On the die was a 4.
You're
Okay,
not
you
adding
don't
your
add
sleight of
anything?
I have
hand.
nothing to add.
you don't have
It's
any
zero?
sleight of hand?
Dexterity, and you have the luck stone, don't you?
I do have a luck stone. Does
Okay.
that not automatically add into my skills?
It should. It should. It should be +1. Is your dexterity -1?
My dexterity
Used to
is -1.
That's
yes.
why it's canceling out the
So there
+1.
you go.
4. Okay.
You have a 0 for sleight of hand?
Mm-hmm.
I have
He's
a
our
2. Give me those tools.
Give me those tools.
Can I hold them?
Pass them to more or less.
These integral tools.
And I kind of hang my head.
I mean, mine's +4.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Three. Here, you do it.
Dexterity?
No, it's
Yeah,
sleight of
+2.
hand. Oh, my dexterity is,
That's whatever.
Dexterity is automatically fed into sleight of hand.
Yeah. So look,
You
I
do
just,
then.
you're terrible with these.
To save how embarrassed I am,
But
Pilgrim's just gonna make a lap around the room and perceive as much as he can. 'Cause
you
he's
are
good at that.
proficient with them. As opposed
No,
to
he's
me.
not. That's what we just learned.
No. So,
Everyone be quiet. I rolled a 25 on perception, so I'm doing that while everyone else is working on the door.
You see the wind go as everyone starts waving hands around.
Do you hear anyone? Just kidding.
I'm perceiving with all my senses, so maybe we'll find out.
Well, I'm
After
gonna-
this.
I mean, Misery would assume that you're good with them. So
Okay, great. I'm gonna use them.
Great. I'd like everyone to make a stealth check.
Oh.
It's time.
Like, there are just like moments, especially as this one got very heated, that you all like kind of stop and look over towards Durgarth as he's in the room, and you're just continuously trying to make sure you don't disturb him.
The hand thing was not even good.
I'm trying to wake him up.
I rolled a
14.
nat 1.
Nat 1. Okay, so 2 fails automatically for that.
14.
14. Okay.
18.
18.
12.
12.
21.
21. Okay.
Anyone?
We're good.
I mean, he's blinded in bed? If we can't handle this, then we should
He has ears!
Yeah,
Who's
he's so-
perceiving
His
it?
weakness is fire.
Well, yeah, I can perceive because what he's gonna do. He's gonna sit up and be like, who's there? And then we hit him
No,
in the
I'm
face.
assuming there's someone else within 100, like down the hall.
The chair! Is there a chair in the room? Is it a mimic?
Make a sleight of hand check. Whoever's doing the
I will.
drawer opening.
Misery's 2 tries.
Oh my god. 5.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, you are unable to open it or get any progress with that.
Someone else want to try it? Someone else want to try it?
Fine.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take them
And
begrudgingly because I really
shove
want
them
to
up
use
your
knock.
butt. Oh.
I'm like, this
Whoa.
is so guaranteed if I use magic, but I'll try with these things. And I'm gonna try. If that's okay.
For an in-game...
Wow, a natural 20?
Are
Really?
you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
So 24 total?
Every Jordan falls apart.
I know. It's like the desk falls apart.
The door unlocks.
Which one are you doing? The rolling top?
The second drawer. The
Second drawer?
Durgarth passes away.
You see here in this one, it's actually very appropriate that you found it because you immediately recognize what is in this drawer.
Oh, great.
There is a sending stone in this one. And so you know how this works, and you know
Yeah.
that there's likely someone somewhere who has the other end of this.
Guys, should I say something? Should I like prank call them?
No. If that's connected to other demons, I don't think we want to invite them here after we've just killed their friend.
I texted you.
Oh, something that you perceived?
Oh, yeah.
You up? I'm
Don't-
obviously up.
You don't know.
That was from yesterday.
You up?
That was from yesterday. Hold on.
I guess we'll just save this for later then. Do you want to keep it?
Yes.
I'm gonna keep... While I feel around the room, I'm gonna mind link to... Gwen's in the room. What are you doing?
Gwen's here.
Gwen is dead.
No,
Gwen is
Gwen's here
not.
too.
Gwen is
Gwen's
here.
here
Okay.
too.
I'm gonna first to Gwen in order of maturity. No, that's not true. I'm gonna go
No,
Gwen.
that is true.
Well,
That's so
No,
not
that's
true.
time.
because mind linking hurts Thule. I was gonna say Gwen, Thule, Lorelith, Misery.
No, wait, what?
Sure.
Sorry. But
Do order of getting things done in D.
Yeah, okay, then.
so Gwen, and then Lorelith.
Thank you.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say, mind link to them while continuing to do my little feeling around the room. I'm gonna say, I believe that Durgarth is awake and listening, and I'm gonna just keep acting like I don't notice anything, and then I'm gonna try to get Thule's attention, non-verbally, and kind of, I'm gonna point at Durgarth and just mimic.
Explode his head.
And she's like, catch him on fire?
Up to you. Just roll
So
play.
I know nothing.
And I'm just gonna kind of,
Cool.
I kind of point, do that, and then I take my knife out like I'm just ready for whatever, and then I'm just gonna keep trying to like nonchalantly, and I'll. Do you think that there's any sort of compartment in the walls here? Trying to make him think I don't know this, and I'm gonna keep silent, but I'm gonna move closer and closer to the bed, so I'm ready.
What are you doing with it?
Wait, but
I mean, do I not?
Are
Well,
Lilith
and then I'll mind
anywhere
like
near
misery and tell him that too in his brain.
Okay.
You will?
Yeah.
In your brain, yes, I'll tell you that. Everyone that doesn't get hurt by it, I'm gonna.
I was gonna try to get your
Okay.
attention and go,
Kill.
but that might have made you
Quietly kill him.
No problem.
Okay, so you mind like with me and said it?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna be like.
You can respond to him.
Oh yeah, with my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I'm just gonna say, should we just like wake him up and talk to him?
Oh my god.
I mean, why is he dangerous? Do we think he's dangerous?
At this stage, we don't know the threat that he is. That's I'm just going along. Let's just be wary. He's now listening in on what we do. Be ready for anything.
I go to the doorway and
The stairway or the door that you were trying to listen through?
the
just-
doorway to the stairs.
There is no door. It's just
Oh.
stairs that lead straight into here.
I want to go to the farthest point of the room
Okay.
and then get.
Cool.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on
Mhm.
myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say something.
Okay.
What are you gonna say?
I'm gonna kind of like stand up and I'm gonna like unhook my bow staff and kind of swing it a little bit and kind of just hold it low. And then I'm gonna say, man, like, if only we've been able to catch Farlane. I can't believe she got away. I feel like there's so many things we could like figure out. And then does he react at all?
No, he is holding completely still. He almost seems asleep to you still, as you were starting to move over.
I can still mind link with Logan, right?
He had already moved, since he had already responded and he was after you, that kind of went in order. We can hop back if you wanted to say something immediately to it, but now at this point...
I did want to say
Immediately,
something
yeah, you can say something back to him.
How do you know he's awake?
His breathing has become very controlled and steady after the previous outburst, so I believe he's now carefully listening in on our conversations.
Okay.
Misery, what are you doing?
I'm gonna say to Pilgrim, how do you know he's awake?
His breathing
No.
has become
I think I'm gonna be like, all right. So with the sending stone is whatever. I guess I'll just leave it here. And then I'm gonna try to open the third.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Well, I guess I'm uninterested in
I
the
was
rest
like-
of this room.
I feel like this is about to turn in a, okay, well, I guess I'll go home.
14.
All right, back on the horse.
Put your coconuts away!
Can I move behind him and ready in action?
Sure.
Man, we're gonna kill this guy if he wakes up. Why?
Misery, as you get your key or your pick right into this spot, kind of bumping your elbow is Julie as she settles around to the side of the bed, bow staff ready or...
Like behind him, so like he couldn't see me.
Sure.
Like at the head of the bed, but
Yeah,
Well,
right.
he's blind. So.
well.
Right?
But anyway, I'm gonna look at Pilgrim and Gwen and Lorelith and Misery and go like, and then just be like,
Oopsie, no bam. Okay,
whoa!
you get the rolling drawer open. Misery opens the top drawer, and
It goes.
No.
In a very pleasing fashion.
Yeah, I love this.
you found a purple velvety bag that is about
bag.
this long and kind of cylindrical, and it's got golden like ropes on either ends tied around.
I open it up immediately.
Once you pull one of the ends off, you can see that there's some form of scrolling or paper that's rolled up inside.
I go like this with it.
The scroll of truth.
Wow, nothing in here. I'll look at the scroll first. I was gonna give it straight to Julie, but I'll look at the scroll.
Okay. It is mostly kind of like runic carvings.
Okay, I give it to Julie.
There's something in it.
Knows what's in the depths. We're like, oh, there's nothing here.
It would have been better to be like, guess I'll just leave
You
this
guys
desk
are all being
alone.
stupid. I might as well be stupid too.
Oh, the desk was just a horse and now it's leaving.
Our plan is coming together. You'll never suspect.
Anyways, time for bed.
In game, I'm going to say,
Go ahead.
is Gwen nearest to me? Who's nearest
Gwen
to
is
me?
here too.
I didn't know who's nearest to me. It's Gwen.
I assume we were here because we were left out of the...
Yeah. I lean over to you and I go, great.
Give thumbs up.
And we walk up the stairs.
Great.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And I say to Gwen, listen, this might be a wild idea, but what if we just try to talk to him? Because maybe he didn't even know that Farlane wasn't Farlane, and we could get some information. What do you think?
I mean, he looks pretty decrepit. I don't know
Right, what's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
Are you sure?
Tell Pilgrim.
Okay.
Mentally.
I can't.
Yeah.
Oh, right. No, we can for a little bit, right? Once you're still with
Nope, not after he's moved on to someone else. Who did he talk to last? Not you, not me.
I don't know that's the rules.
That's definitely
Did Mister give me the scroll?
Yeah.
Can I still have her action ready if I'm reading the scroll?
No.
Well, I'm gonna read the scroll.
Read it. Okay. First thing you recognize on it is an image that hops back to some of your early schooling of the history of the world and the creation of the world, and in the basic understandings of magic and the way that it interacts with the world. It is a diagram of all of the different planes known to exist. And so
That could be 52 Paul.
you see two over laying on top of each other. One being canvas on top, the one underneath being a pori. And then in the corners all around it, much like all of the genasi that exist, there's a fire plane, there's a water plane, there's an air plane,
nice.
and there's an earth plane.
Earth plane?
I think so.
Mud plane?
This is your role. We're just
Dirt
looking at it.
Yeah.
Land plane.
Actually, I haven't looked at this in a really long time, so let
Okay.
me just double check that too.
And if you're really good, you can unlock the metal plane.
Something Avatar.
You
know.
tried to do
When
the
did
thing, but I don't
the
really-
fire genasi attack?
The fire.
No, I don't want
I think I got it right. You got me doubting myself when you immediately.
Avatar?
Yeah,
Um,
no.
or yeah, earth, water, fire,
Yeah.
and air. Yeah.
That's what we were talking about.
What hole?
And so you see those in the corner. And then there's also this kind of like
Ew.
fluid planar stuff
Ew.
that kind of flows between all of them. And that's Arcana, magic itself. That kind of holds all of the planes together. And so you see a diagram of all of that right there. And then all of the runic writing on this is like it's a spell scroll. And so what is written on this is the like particular type of calculations and stuff that has to be done to manipulate Arcana to do whatever this magic thing is for it to do. This is an extremely high level spell at that too. I'll have you roll an Arcana check just for if you can figure out exactly what the spell is.
Okay. Not a 50. 16?
Perfect. So this is a scroll of plane shift.
Wow. Cool.
And through looking at the scroll as well, and from what you've pieced together, you're very intelligent with all of this stuff, as it is. The rod that you had picked up is a component that is used for plane shift. It's attuned to a pori, and so with this scroll and with that rod, you could use that to travel to a pori. However, the spell itself is a 7th level spell.
No.
You don't need to be able to cast the 7th level to use it. Somebody could just read it, the scroll would be burned, and it's done. It's used. If you wanted to copy it over and use it, it would be a 7th level spell.
Time to grind.
Alright.
Head to the gym.
What do we need? Like 8 more levels?
All right.
A long road of caterpies and pidgeys ahead of you.
Yeah.
Water through the grass.
While that's happening, I've said to Gwen, okay, let's both go back down there. You go back and be where you were, and I'm going to motion to Pilgrim silently to come with me. So I can talk to him up here.
Careful about the wind off of your head.
Yeah, I know, it's very loud. Okay. I'm just gonna do this.
Tuli looks at it. Can she ready the action again? She looks at Misery and like gestures at them like.
Okay.
Let them walk in.
Just a wall, just a wall.
We go back down.
Wall.
I don't know what Gwen does. She resumes her position, I guess. And I look at you like,
Just a wall. What? What?
oh.
Mind what?
I was like, don't say it out loud. Like, that's right. Now I can mind link with you. Wow, what a stupid plan I had.
Yeah. Just so I understand this ability, it has always said they have the ability to respond. You can give the creature the ability to respond for the next hour or until you end this effect. Those are connected, or they're either or.
Can't use it again.
So,
For the next hour or until you end the effect.
right. And to do it on somebody else ends the effect on them for you to do it to somebody
So
else.
it's not an or is like pick your option.
Right.
It's like these are the two ways
Yes.
that it. Okay, cool.
I have 2 questions.
I'm back.
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
First question.
Yes.
Have you tried mind linking with him?
Ooh.
This is me looking at No.
Okay.
I'm like, no, while shaking my head.
Next question. But I was talking to Gwen up there about, and it was easier to talk to her because she was right next to me, so we went up and came back down. Anyway, he might not know that Farlane was an ooze demon, so, and he clearly is not a very dangerous person. What if we just pretend wake him up to talk to him about it and ask him about it? Pretend wake him up because we don't want him to know that we know he's awake, even though we've been so subtle about knowing that. Mm-hmm. What do you think about any of these things? I don't think he could do us a lot of harm. If any.
He's just a prophet.
Well,
He's dying.
sometimes the darkest caverns offer the greatest opportunities, and sometimes you die in them.
Oh, very wise.
And I'm gonna slowly kind of pivot on the spot and look at Durgirth.
Dergirth.
And now I've been around Tuli a lot because now I'm doing the Tuli games. And then I'm gonna mind link to Dergarth. To Dirtbag. Old doofus over here. And mind linking with him. I'm well aware that we're not welcome in your room. We are simply looking for information on Farlane. She has escaped.
What do you want with me?
We want nothing with you. Our business is with Farlane. And I'm afraid we are a rather over-curious bunch. We've been hired to help Dustforge.
I cannot commune with her. She is gone.
Gone from this plane, gone from life.
Either at this point. What do you know?
What do you know?
What do you know?
At any point did you start saying this stuff out loud, or has this all been...
No,
Okay,
we're
great.
not allowed to do
Okay.
it.
Watching me do all these shit.
It's terrible.
Yeah. I guess I'm kind of indicating the room, but I'm like up here, and I'm kind of. just so everyone is clear of what I'm doing. Yeah.
Just for character color too, I completely forgot about this. This is on me, but Dooley hates this guy.
Oh.
Because he's a worshiper of Drenton. Like, she had a moment last time of, like, wanting to kill him. But I forgot. Rachel forgot.
Oh, my gosh.
So, she is, like, kind of, like, twisting on her bow staff, like, ready to bash a skull in.
Did anyone name what this creature was, or were we just explained what it was? The demon creature?
She named it.
A yokel.
Yochlol.
Yochlol? Yochlol?
From Dark Earth. With
Her.
Dark Earth.
Yochlol.
A local yokel.
Yochlol.
Yochlol.
Yeah.
Yochlol.
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 Oh no.
Yochlol.
Yochlol.
Yokel's still really good.
It's in the sugar nut.
What I know is, I'm actually going to say this out loud at this point because I'm judging the temperature of the room and our little mental conversation. What I know is that there's a dead yokel upstairs, or was. It is gone now.
Whoa, Pilgrim!
Yeah, we know that, Pilgrim.
And then out loud in response. How many of you are there?
A half dozen.
Look at us.
That's not true.
Minus one. One of our members is just standing beside a tree for days.
No, it's been like 4 hours.
Then it seems there has been enough. And it seems there has been enough entertainment for this night.
What?
That's what I said.
Well,
I look at Pilgrim and I go,
what's up?
I think that he only wants to talk to one person. What if the rest of us leave and you stay? But at least one of us is like in the stairwell so we can hear if you need help. But you can say the rest of my friends left so you can talk to me now. Do you like that idea?
Let's go back to Dear Garth. I wonder if I could have your private company.
Tilly's gonna look at y'all like, and kind of like tighten on her bow staff again. Looks down at him.
Okay. Do you say that mind link or out loud?
I say that out loud to Dear
Okay. I am in no position to protest.
Okay, the rest of us are gonna go head back to the manor, and we'll meet you there. And then we all walk out and we get upstairs. Do you follow?
Wonderful. I'm gonna point.
Where are you? Hold on. Where are you?
I think she's right behind the bed with her bow staff.
No, I know, but did you start to follow? Did you start to walk out? What are you doing?
No, I'm looking at y'all like holding the staff, but I don't say anything.
Oh my gosh.
I realize you're saying mind lake, and I'm like,
Wait just outside. Let me take a moment.
blood drains.
And then I disconnect.
And then I look over at you and I go,
what I'm gonna out loud say is I'm gonna say, if the rest of you would head to the manor, Thule, if you'll just wait upstairs. But when I say upstairs, I point like directly outside the door. I will be up in just a moment.
Thule, like, in not very subtle fashion, is like, she kind of like steps back and like pulls her shaft a little, and she's like, sure, I have no problem leaving you with this dog of Drenton. And like, stops, like,
cool, well, if that didn't ruin your chances of talking to him, don't know what did.
And you're staying at the bottom of the stairs?
yes.
Okay, great. Sally, Joey, Cassandra, y'all can go upstairs.
Who?
Oh no.
Sally, Joey, and Cassandra.
Oh, our real bodies.
Real life banished.
Oh no!
Wow.
We're going real life upstairs.
Yeah.
Come on, Wiggy.
Sally.
And then also y'all can
Real
just
life
like
trip.
take it into the break. After this, we'll end the episode. So.
Wow. Wolfie, come on. You're Wolfie today.
If y'all can head upstairs, and then get in your car, and then go home.
Joey, shut the door on your way out.
Gosh.
Don't let it hit you though.
Sorry, miss. Don't come out. That's a good missy boy.
Don't let it you reverse us switch it.
At long last, I can speak to you in my own tongue.
Okay. So you have your private conversation to start.
I do apologize. I'm not sure how many you have encountered, but the people of Apori can have rather fiery personalities.
What is the purpose of this?
We are learning what we can about the families that rule Dustforge.
As you're talking, he shifts his legs to go off to the side of the bed. He kind of pulls the blanket up onto him, and he's just kind of sitting up, facing into the room.
We originally came from Populous on a diplomatic mission. That's a Star Wars line. I'm glad I got to say it. Let's just take a minute. Mm-hmm. And the family we were staying with, the West Coves, along with ourselves, were attacked in the night by assassins. So now, we are simply learning what we can about the other families, understanding the politics of the realm, in a desire to help. And I will speak for myself when I say I have no desire to harm without cause.
So, and as he's sitting up, you can see that his breathing is a little pained. You break into a temple of a foreign city, kill a leader in that temple in a pursuit, big inhale, to understand the family tensions of foreign politics.
Well, frankly, killing was not on the table until the demon critically injured and attempted to kill members of our own party. We would have gladly left with no blood spilt. I myself was merely interested in meeting the East Cove Patriarch and hearing this prophecy. I am deeply troubled that it ended the way that it did. I simply wish to make things right.
Tuli rolls her eyes in the hall.
Hear the sound of marbles.
Speak carefully and truthfully. And then he reaches up and he starts to untie the bandage on his face. Bandage on his face. And then when he removes them, you can see burned marks all around this Durgar's face. Durgar the Durgar. Durgar the Durgar. That's not a weapon you need in your toolkit. And so his gray and black hair kind of pulled back, and intense eyes meet you where there's like no eyebrows, kind of burnt off of the face. And what instigated the fight? And as he's looking at you at that, then the periphery hits, and he just slowly turns his head over and he sees Tuli at the base of the stairs.
Is there a way that I thought I would be kind of trying to like hide on the side? Is it like a door frame or something?
I've said multiple times, there's no door to this
sorry. Okay.
hallway.
Okay. Then he sees me. I flip him off. Just kidding. Well, now that he sees me.
To this point, apart from that, I have spoken truthfully. I wish to fix, not destroy. I come from a life of mistake and chaos, and I am on a mission to restore, not destroy. You may not believe that of me, and I frankly cannot speak on behalf of my compatriots. But I can say that my desire is to help, not destroy.
The question was, what instigated the fight?
Oh, right. But we handled it. We, again, were here to learn more about the families. It seems that some of us got more curious than others. We were confronted by the demon for our curiosity. The half-dozen, that's what we call ourselves. Diplomacy is not our strong suit. Conversation swiftly turned to violence. Begun, for what it's worth, by the demon. And things quickly turned south. We will defend our own as we seek to learn more about this city, but our intent is not malicious, I assure you.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh, 19.
Total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's fighting through the pain of breathing and speaking. And so there's less gaps in it as well. It is to your advantage that I had learned from you the nature of Farling as I knew her. However, then he just shakes his head, looks between the two of you. All it has gained you is for me to let you leave. Get out.
How strong does he look? Does he look like he's in fighting shape?
Make an insight check.
Okay. 9.
Okay. Physically, no. However, there is the just gap of knowledge for what a devout follower of the god can do, especially with where you're from and everything too, and knowing that Arcana and God-tied magic you have seen come from very surprising people. And so to get a good read on that is very hard. So you're not sure.
Tuli is kind of standing with like her, like holding her bow staff like kind of low, and you can see there's like streaks of fire like going through her hair, which means she's really upset. But for once, she's not showing it on her face. She's just kind of staring at Durgar, and then she looks over at you to see like what your response is, like as if she's saying, "I want to kill him, but I'll do what you say."
I kind of do like a really small kind of shake of the head at her, and then I'm going to say, we have intruded on your time and recuperation far longer than is appropriate. For that I apologize. Thank you for speaking with me. We will leave now. So I just kind of do a little head bow and I kind of back out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, I don't say no, minus 5.
Okay. He passes you heading to the stairs.
Mm-hmm. I let him walk past, and then I'm kind of like making eye contact with Durger, and I kind of like straighten up and twirl my bow staff and put it back, like never breaking eye contact. And then I kind of like look at him and then like turn away and like walk up the stairs, and I make no gesture goodbye, like none of this, none of the bow, which if he knows anything about Pori would be a serious slight. And so my air is this isn't over.
Okay. You head up the stairs and rejoin your party in the outside, I'm sure, or wherever they would have waited. That's what we will end the episode.
Nice.
We survived.
We did it. We made it out of an encounter.
Amazing.
Wow.
I knew we could do it.
Great work, Gwen.